lateral, and then we'll do the transverse vertebral pressures. Okay? So for central or lateral, you can either use dummy thumb or you can use pisiform, whatever you're more comfortable with. Okay? I'm a dummy thumb practitioner. So you're going to start, you might even want to start a little bit up into the cervical spine, like C6, C7, just to see what CT junction is doing. But I like broad contact because this is very obnoxious on the spinous processes, and so it takes just a little, it takes just a little bit of that away if you have broader contact. All right, so I'll just kind of let my hands rest on her. All right, and you're just going straight down. Okay, this is just a glide, so you're gonna see where her end range is. Kind of spring a little bit. It should be a springy end feel. Okay. And you're going to work your way all the way down the T-spine. You will find that everyone's spinous processes are different. Don't be thrown off by the fact that sometimes the spinous processes curve a little bit, so they might be a little bit offset from each other. That can be structural, and that's very common. So it doesn't mean that the person has scoliosis if there are one or two spinous processes that are deviating and they're not totally lined up with each other. If you've got this sweeping curvature, that's pretty noticeable, okay? And you'll be able to see that in other things, especially your active range of motion testing. You'll be able to kind of tease that out. Also, as you know, some of the C-spine spinous processes are bifid, but sometimes that happens in other vertebrae as well. So just bony anomalies, just be mindful of those. All right, so you're going to go the whole way down. So Laura has some thoracic spine pains going on. But again, you want to sink down to the tissue. Okay, so all the way down. And also too, I would go into the upper lumbar a little bit, just again to see what the junction is doing. All right, so you're just going straight down. As you go farther down, especially in a taller patient, you will probably need to come to the side and switch. All right, just what right now she's too high for me, so I would have to lower the table down or climb up on the table, which I do a lot. Okay, so that's central UPA or central PAs. Now for UPAs, it's the same thing, except you're coming out onto the transverse process and just springing anteriorly. So here's where you have to note that rule of threes, because if you're going to come from the spinous process and move laterally to find the transverse process, you need to know that when you're on a spinous process, that 4 through 6, I have to count it, you're going to be in between, all right? So you need to come down on a little bit of an angle to get to the transverse process, okay?
Take a look at the skeleton later to be helpful. We will basically, you know, where your TPs will fall and they must be.
Yeah. And again, you can either do one whole side and then come up and do the other whole side, or you can come out and do one side and then the other side and see what that feels like. Okay? If you're getting really good with your palpation skills, you'll be able to feel where the rib comes in to the TP for that costo-transverse joint. But again, just note that it's 2 fingers breadth to get to the TP. Okay? So one side and the other. Transverse vertebral pressures, I think I showed you this in cervical spine, but we didn't get to really practice it. You're going to hook onto the side of the spinous process and push away. This is imparting a rotation force onto the vertebra. So you're rotating the vertebra actually towards you by pushing the spinous process away. Okay? This can be a little tricky. You can get dummy thumb. I use my fingers of my other hand to kind of reinforce You can also, for all of these, you can use piezoform, and so then coming across, you can also use piezoform. All right, whatever you're the most comfortable with is fine with me. Okay, and you're checking that spring across, and you're gonna come all the way down.
What are you pushing on?
Spinous process. So instead of coming on the top of it, I'm hooking on the side and pushing away. All right, it gets a little bit harder mid-thoracic, again because of tissue, and also because as your kyphosis comes down, it's a little bit harder to hook around. So just note that.